Hello everyone and welcome back to Sly Raccoon on the Sony Business
Travel plans to China have all been worked out.
And one will shape yet again. And let's go into the last but one world. Yay!
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on the Panda King. Born penniless, he was fascinated by the fireworks rich noblemen set off every New Year's. He spent a decade learning the art. But when he tried to offer his fireworks to the noblemen, they couldn't see past his shabby clothes and chased him away. Humiliated, the Panda King took revenge on those who shunned him by using the very tools of his art for crime. The Fiendish Five recruited him as their demolitions expert, and from then on, his explosive touch became feared worldwide. He's rumored to be perfecting some new firework technique high in the unstable Kunlun Mountains of western China.
Sly Cooper Fire in the sky. Alright, so yeah, like I said folks, this is the last but one world. This is where the game's difficulty is basically at its top now. This is where the game's really gonna start being all like difficulter. And to start things off, these baboon enemies are a brand new enemy type. They are a nightmare to deal with because what they do, they sort of flip towards you and they normally end up hitting you before you have a chance to attack them, and trust me, they're an absolute nightmare. And oh no, okay, it wasn't a cutscene. One of the biggest things about this world in particular, I have to say I have an issue with, is primarily that this world has a lot of. The clues are really hard to get hold of in this world. They're hidden behind lots of nooks and crannies. They're really difficult to get. I can English. They're really difficult to get in a lot of instances. So be sure to look around every corner, every chance you get. Because one thing, folks, I've actually already missed one clue, believe it or not, and I'll be getting it later on. Don't worry, I will show it off in this video. But
Would you look at that? A fireworks show! Oh my gosh, that's awful! That poor village just got buried in freezing snow!
The rocket came from that giant statue, and you can bet the Panda King lit the fuse. I've got to find my way up there and fast before that lunatic squashes another town.
alright, so we better stop the fireworks expert here. Bit of a at least we know the Fiendish Five got the right guy for the demolitions expert, because he just demolished that city, town, village, the living area in which people sit down to sleep during the night. Yes, that place. But anyway, it's an obligatory snow level, but fortunately this ice level doesn't have any ice physics, which means this is probably one of my favorite ice levels in all video games, because they can be quite annoying. Anyway, whenever you go into some of these areas, you're going to see these stalagmites. Now, these stalagmites will fall. Duh, there's video games, they usually fall, and you can clearly see them fall right there. But basically, whenever you see a bunch of ice or snow sort of drift down from above you, chances are there's a stalagmite getting ready to drop down and boop you on the head. So what you want to do is just be patient, wait for it to drop, and then move on further before they start respawning and dropping down again. Honestly, this world isn't that bad. Well, this intro level isn't that bad. But be careful of these guys here, because much like the fire enemy by here, in the previous worlds, these guys kind of act like the opposite. Like the fire enemy threw his head at you over, in an arc that goes upwards. These guys bowl the enemies towards you and try to crush you using the glory of snowballs. So just be careful of them. And oh my god, beautiful fireworks! Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I really do love fireworks, and the stage really has my explosive itch so sorted. This world has. I love explosions in video games, no matter how low res they are. I just love the way explosions are. So you know. But anyway, one thing you're going to have to make use of in this world is the invisibility power-up we actually unlocked in the previous world, folks. Because, yeah, that cutscene wasn't for show. We actually do have the ability to turn invisible. Now, whenever you do turn invisible, you can't move. You will just stay still. However, you will be unseeable to the naked eye to any of these enemies. Unless, of course, you go into their searchlights whenever you're on a cliff. You can't go invisible when you're not in this little alcove. You know, whenever you're doing the blue ninja skills thingies, you can't use your invisibility, but no worries. Oh my god, that's delicious! Die, everything will die. A bow before Sly Raccoon. But yeah, you'll probably use the invisibility move quite a bit in this world, especially this level in particular, because the game's going to try and train you to use it. Now, I'm not a big fan of it because it does impede your movement, like you can't move at all when you have invisibility. It's just a bit of a nuisance, really, but hey, them's the bricks. Anyway, up by here is probably one of the hardest parts of the entire game, believe it or not, because, well, I say it's the hardest part of the entire game. It's actually not that difficult a section coming up, but I did die a few times.
You can't get through the security gate without one of the Panda King's treasure keys. There's one over there, but it's heavily guarded.
One key coming up.
Yeah. You might think this might be just like the section in the swamp where we had to sneak around all the goons and get in, right? It is. But in terms of actually getting by these guys, it is really, really difficult. Although, for the most part, at least oh god, they're gonna dogpile me. Run! Leg it! For the most part, you can use your invisibility technique here and try and wait for them to sort of move around. You need to be very, very patient to kill these guys and get on fine. Unfortunately, I'm not the patient type. That's why I tend to have a lot of issues getting through here. But in this entire area, there's loads of these enemies, and if you get too close to these enemies before trying to kill them, well, obviously, one of them's going to whistle, and the rest of them are going to be alerted to your presence, which means you're going to die. Oh, those cold-hearted enemies. I mean, we're in an ice level, I know, but come on, it's just not need to be so cold-hearted, is that? Yeah. But anyway, basically, if you get caught, you're screwed. That's all I can say. Unless you have a couple of those lucky horseshoes on your back, which, unfortunately, I lost them because I got hit. Seriously, this area is quite annoying, and the only reason I haven't cut all my failures out here is because, well, pretty much every time I go through this, I always pick up at least one or two clues, so, you know. However, if you're good enough, you can actually run around the area while they're trying to search for you, so I guess you can try your best to sort of sneak around, but look at this, this is the sort of triangulating on my position, triangulating. I swear I passed English. You may not believe it, but I passed English. But what I do recommend is doing your best to try and knock out all the enemies in the area before you start trying to get all the clues and get the key. Unless you're not bothering for a clue run, in that case, just run straight up and get the key and get out of here before, well, before they kill you. Although, believe it or not, we are going to get an upgrade to this invisibility power up pretty soon in the game. It might actually be in this level, I'm not entirely sure. But the invisibility power up sounds broken because of what it is. And don't jump off a cliff. Jumping off of cliffs are bad. Did you not know that? But the invisibility power up you can get later on, it sounds broken because apparently, well, not apparently, it does. It literally allows you to move while you're invisible. It's not as useful as you expect, because you have to move really slowly, so it's sort of bounce still, which is in a way good because obviously gameplay, you know, you've got to have some challenge. But it's also bad because, well, it's not really bad at all, it's just good. But I guess it's bad in terms of the way it works because it's so slow and sluggish. I don't know, I rarely use the invisibility, I don't find it useful. But anyway, one teleportation later, way back at the beginning of the level, that's the one thing we missed. Yeah, very easy to miss clues in this world.
I got a real headache figuring this one out. Input 578.
Okay, 5, 7, Don't ask why I went with Michael Jackson then. Oh well, what do we get?
This just gets better and better. I'd always heard that one of your southern ancestors, Huckleberry Cooper, developed a technique to move while staying invisible. Hold down the circle button to turn invisible, then move around with the left analog stick.
So basically, I was right, we do get the invisibility power up in this world. But like I said, it's not the most useful thing in the world. Look how slow you move, it's pretty much... it's pointless. I'm surprised how enemies sort of don't see you though when you do use the invisibility power up, because yeah, you're transparent but you're not completely invisible. And plus you have a giant glowing thing on your back. So come on now. Well, unless you have no hit points, in that case you don't have the glowing thing. Ooh, that's lucky. On very rare occasions, if you have low life, you can actually get lives at random. It's very rare, but I like it when it happens, you know. Oh well, inside the stronghold we go, and yeah, this is the final world hub of the game, folks, because actually the next world, believe it or not, doesn't have a hub world. As in, there's no central area with a load of connecting levels. It's basically the next world is going to end up being a sort of stage-by-stage sort of progression. Kind of like any old game.
Nice job breaking into the Panda King's compound. I think I figured out a way to get to the top of that giant statue. But unfortunately, it's obstructed by this reinforced ceiling hatch.
No problem. They seem to have plenty of firepower around here. I'll just have to find a few more treasure keys to get at it.
And we're certainly gonna treasure the reward. Oh, kill me. But no, when I said any old game a minute ago, I meant any game that has the same level progression of like Super Mario Bros. 1. You know, where it's just, you beat a level and you go to the next level. And that is the most redundant level name I have ever seen in all my life. Behold the flaming temple of flame! Ah, Jesus Christ. Who came up with these titles?
Its temple-like facade, this place is really some sort of training ground. Stay on your toes!
Don't worry, we're gonna stay frosty in more ways than one, Bentley. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by that goon then, because it really looked like he was about to clip me across the head. Christ, that's a saying that I'm due in a long time. Clip you across the head. It's like a saying that my mother used to use whenever I used to piss her off. Will you bloody stop it now or I'll clip you across the head? And I'm like, sorry mate. How about we go on and do more thieving? Which makes more sense, makes quite a surprising amount of sense considering the part of Wales I live in, because we're good at thieving. Not something I'm proud of, but well, screw it, I'm proud of it. I'm not a thief, but I'm proud that we're considered to be good at doing stuff like that. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Just go down here, and you see that little alcove to the left of this horseshoe? You probably don't, because it's literally about a pixel and a half wide. Yeah, I missed a bunch of clues that are in that alcove. We're going to be seeing it a bit later on in this part, because, like I said, this world is a nightmare in terms of collecting all the clues. Although, I have to be honest, this world overall just goes by really, really quickly. Like, the stages themselves probably take the longest out of any of the stages in the game beforehand. But I don't know, I think the world itself just goes by really quickly. I guess it's like a slippery slope to the end of the game. My puns are cool, come on, admit it. Anyway, be careful of those searchlights, it's very easy to get spotted by them, and actually you kind of need to be pretty pixel perfect. And that enemy there who just sort of does the flips, you know, the female goon, she's a nightmare, because I'm always awful at trying to determine, oh, when's she gonna hit? When can I hit her? I can never get that enemy right, so basically use the age-old tactic of flailing and you should be fine. The age-old tactic of flailing. It should be an art form. Flailing. No, not an art form, a kung fu style. It would have made the Bruce Lee movies a lot more interesting, wouldn't it? If he didn't actually use kung fu, he just sort of flailed his arms, going, get away! I want to see that now. Bruce Lee flailing his arms. I'm fighting Chuck Norris. That would have been interesting. But I digress. Anyway, this is one of the more annoying rooms in the entire game, just because these monkey things by here, I think you can kill them if you jump off here and boop them in the head. I don't really recommend it, but I think you can. They're annoying because all you hear whenever you're around them is watawa, watawa, watawa. True story. As you could hear in the background of my commentary, so they drive me bloody mental. Shut up, you fools. It's so hard to keep your train of thought whenever you're just walking around trying to be stealthy and all that, and all you hear is wada, wada, wada. Ugh. How don't they notice that I'm here anyway? That's the question, because you think the lot of them will see some random raccoon who looks like a thief. But, whoa, what am I doing? Okay, glitchiness there. But you think they would see me and... Thank you for that game. And basically you go, alright boys, get him! But they don't, they just sort of continue doing the training. It works for me, it means there's less danger of me getting killed, but as you can see, it's a lot of trial and error in this particular room, as you can tell by the fact I'm teleporting everywhere using my magical editing powers. And yes, every time I do quote my editing, it has to be pronounced magical editing powers in that sort of voice, because I don't know, it's cool, you know? But anyway, this is the last stretch of the stage by here. That platform that you saw me hit earlier, basically, if you hit that platform, it acts like a lift. So the fireworks gonna go off, and well, needless to say, the fireworks gonna go off. It'll lift the platform up, and Bob's your uncle. And fortunately, the platform doesn't explode like you would expect it to, considering it's a firework platform. Yeah, it doesn't explode. It just all shoots up. The Panda King really cheaped out on it. See, the Panda King didn't want to bother with getting actual lifts or escalators or anything like that, and he thought, using fireworks would be much more eco-friendly. I better make non-explosive ones, yes. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. But this is probably the hardest stage overall in the game, just in terms of finding everything, because I already said it's the hardest world, but this stage in particular, everything's really cryptic to find. Like, most people wouldn't even think, oh, you can jump over here to get up here. I've seen many a person on a forum complain about, oh, where's the last couple of clues? I can't find them. And they are actually up here. How do I know? Because I suggested, well, I didn't. Someone else suggested where the clues would be when they were on the forum. Can't remember what forum it was on now. It's quite a while back I saw that posted. I think it was back when the HD re-release of Sly was originally released, so quite a while ago now. But no matter, it just continued creeping around this very, very treacherous mountain. Christ almighty. Anyway, this last room by here is probably the easiest challenge in the entire thing, unless of course you're about as good at platforming as I am. In that case, you're gonna get caught. But anyway, teleporting all the way back to the beginning of the stage. Here's these two last ones that I missed that I told you of in this very tiny alcove. And here's the vault.
Lucky for you, I burst in Chaos Theory. Otherwise, this code would have been unsolvable. Input 932.
Righto, 9, 3.
Incredible! I never would have thought this was possible. Sir Augustine of Cooper's technique to briefly defy gravity. From now on, you should be able to pop right out of those bottomless pits you keep falling into, and you won't even lose a lucky charm.
So he's so good at being a thief that he can defy gravity. I need to be a thief. Jesus, that's a one hell of an absolutely amazing. Wow. How? Oh, these. No wonder they're master thieves. These raccoons can defy all laws of physics. It's amazing. Anyway, folks, that's the end of this part, so thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. When we return next time, we're going to be continuing onwards with the Panda King's lair. And I don't know when we actually get to beating the Panda King's lair. It might be next part, it might be the part after. But either way, we're going to be beating it soon. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. I'll catch you all then.